boxing fans? Miguel Maravilla here as we start off the boxing weekend. Here we go. Kicking off the Halloween weekend will be middleweight Jaime Munguia of Tijuana as he takes on Tureano Johnson. This one taking place at the Fantasy Springs in Indio, California. For Munguia, ever since winning his title over Saddam Ali, winning the WBO Super Welterweight title, he's been on a tear with victories over Liam Smith, knockout over Brandon Cook, as well as a tough fight against the Japanese Takeshi Inoue, and a very difficult fight against Dennis Hogan. Since that fight, he has bounced back with wins over Patrick Alotti and is coming off a very impressive stoppage over Gary Spike O'Sullivan in his last fight. As for Johnson himself was a 2012 Olympian. His only defeats have come at the hands of Curtis Stevens, losing a 10th round knockout, and was stopped in the last round by the tough Sergey Derevyanchenko. Johnson is coming off a 9th round stoppage over Jason Quigley. But in this fight, you have Munguia, the all-action fighter. I expect him to come out victorious. Still a work in progress for the up-and-coming, exciting middleweight. Even though he's won his title, there's still a lot for Munguia to learn and eventually evolve as a fighter. Ukraine's Alexander Usyk squares off against England's Derek Chisora in a scheduled 10-round heavyweight bout. For Usyk, since dominating the cruiserweight division, he has moved up to the heavyweight division. His last fight at cruiserweight, in which he stopped Tony Bellew in the 8th. Usyk is coming off a 7th round stoppage over Chaz Witherspoon nearly a year ago as he returns to the ring. As for the Englishman, by way of Zimbabwe, Chisora, a veteran, has pretty much been in the ring with the likes of Pulev, Dylan White, Tyson Fury. The list just goes on and on. David Haye, Vitaly Klitschko, Tyson Fury. However, Chisora, a very tough heavyweight. He is coming off a 4th round stoppage over David Price nearly a year ago at the OT2 Arena. But expect Usyk to just go out there, do his thing. Perhaps get a late round stoppage over Chisora. And from the bubble at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas on ESPN Plus, Noaya, the monster Inoue of Japan, makes his US debut in the fight capital against Australia's Jason Moloney. For Inoue, just wiped through the super flyweight division, undefeated, 19-0 with 16 knockouts, has done damage in the bantamweight division, coming off a unanimous decision over former world champion Nonito Donaire. A very tough fight for the Japanese monster Inoue. Donaire, a veteran of over 45 fights, just gave the monster all he could handle in going 12 rounds. As for Jason Moloney, Moloney's only defeat came at the hands of Emmanuel Rodriguez, who was defeated by Inoue. However, that doesn't mean nothing in boxing. Of course, styles make fights. Moloney coming off a 7th round stoppage over Leonardo Baez in his last fight this past June at the Bubble. But in this fight, Inoue by far is just the more better fighter, much complete fighter, overall the better world-class fighter. So I expect him to go out there and defeat Moloney. Very impressive fashion. So expect the monster to make a statement in his US debut. And from the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas, on Showtime pay-per-view, WBA lightweight champion Gervonta Tank Davis squares off against WBA super featherweight champion Leo Santa Cruz. This bout taking place in the super featherweight division, as both titles are on the line, both the lightweight and super featherweight titles on the line, both the WBA sanctioning bodies. For Gervonta Davis, just a very strong, powerful fighter, just knocking out the opposition, everyone that he has faced, knocking out Jose Pedraza, former world champion, beating him for the IBF super featherweight champion, in which he defeated the likes of Francisco Fonseca, knocking out punchers such as Jesus Cuellar. There he is in his first round knockout over Hugo Ruiz. Also knocked out Ricardo Nunez. He's coming off a 12th round TKO over former world champion Yuriorkis Gamboa. A fight in which he did not look his best, but still managed to come out with the victory. As for Leo Santa Cruz, the 4-division world champion, he has just been a very exciting fighter since breaking in to the scene back in 2012. Since then, 4 world titles in 4 weight divisions, defeating the likes of Abner Mares, Carl Frampton, Christian Mijares earlier on in his career. But since then has just been on a tear. He is coming off a decision win over Miguel Flores in his last fight, winning the vacant WBA super featherweight title. Now he takes on the big puncher in Gervonta Davis. This is a very interesting fight. I just feel if Santa Cruz is able to survive the first 5-6 rounds without getting dropped, without getting tagged with something powerful, it's possible that Gervonta is gonna go in the deep end and get outboxed by Leo. Leo by far just much more experienced, much better opposition, world-class opposition. Tank just appears to have knocked guys that they put in front of him. So regardless of it, regardless of the result in this fight, Leo Santa Cruz is going to come out the winner in this one. In a win-win situation, wins this fight, what a big statement. 5-division world champion. If he loses, well, there's always the competition at 130 or even 126. We shall see, but this will be a very interesting fight.